Oh, we got people here. That's nice, nice. I hope I could help some people today. Well, I want to start out with those. Um, well, the news. I'm being in Washington D.C., man. It's circus time. There's a lot going on down here. But a data um, point I saw today is that this is the last month. Um, the government has fired 280,000 um, employees of the government and contractors. Okay. Now, a lot of this stuff that they've done, and a lot of it is done through what's called an executive action by the White House, and that is all these actions are really dubious if they're illegal or not. And I just look at the data now. There's a website, if you want to see that. Associated Press has a website. It's tracking the lawsuits against Donald Trump's executive actions. So that's apnews.com. And you want Donald Trump's executive actions. And you see there's a total. In other words, how many executive actions, how many of these things did he sign? Well, he signed 130. 130. And they're now, because he just decided they're legal, but there's a lot of people that say they probably aren't, or some of them maybe. But right now, uh, only what is it, out of the 130, the court said he could do some of it. In other words, he can do 23 of them have been approved by the court. You know, there's like 38 of them that said no, and they haven't looked at it, the 80 others yet. So there's a lot of these that have to go through the process in the court. So that's what he's doing. He's just saying it when he doesn't really find out if he thinks it's legal or not. He's just going to do it, and you prove him he's doing it wrong. So of course, on a two-party system, there's somebody else that's always up there, to do that. So they're not, but people still losing their jobs. And that's almost 300,000 people that lost their jobs. So living in Washington, you feel it all over. In the building I live in is 70 units, and most of the people are younger, middle-aged, and work for the government. It's not a big fancy glass, high rise, but it's nice and comfy. It's like an old shoe that fits so well. We have fun in here. It's like a dorm. We all live and eat each other's apartments and stuff like that all the time. So it's fun. And actually, if you're in town on May 5th, I think it's the first Saturday in May, we have 4 rock and roll bands in front of our apartment building that are there to dance. And actually, if you're in town, let us know because we have for members and guests, for people in the building and guests, we have a big party in the lobby. So let me know if you're coming to town and join our party. But all these things. So that's so the official end of these things are really up in the air. And I'm sure they're going to drag it out to the Supreme Court. So these people are going to be very busy. The court seems to be has the least amount of people, as opposed to the executive branch, which has millions of people, and the Congress, well, they don't have millions, but they have thousands. Uh, and that's why the real action is, can the executive branch not do something that the Congress passed the law to do? So that's I think the description. How many will get through or not, whatever. So most of it's just for getting attention, I believe. Um, but it doesn't matter because you have rights to government programs that are there. And these government programs are in the law. The money is all appropriated to spend in 2025. And that money now is up to 18,000 per person. That's how much money is given out in grants and benefits to people. Just because you live here, you have access to this money, which averages out to about $18,000 for every adult in the United States. So you have the right to apply for that money. Now, I think with the only problem I could see with this is that there won't be enough people to help you apply. If you're cutting off people, then you don't get your phone answers and things like that. So I want to go through some options that you have if and when this happens. If you're looking for help and you can't get help, to find out about the programs or how to apply for the program. The number one thing you to do or not do is don't go to Google. If you go to Google for help with anything, you're going to run into millions and millions of people that want to charge you money to find out about things, to get the money that you deserve, or anything like me. You're going to find out government grants. You see me in Google. I got to charge you $20 because I got to pay my rent. So that's basically, but we'll never charge you more than $20. And actually, if you do join us at Let's Go Help, we give you unlimited free help to apply to every grant you're eligible for. But if you don't have the $20, here's where to start looking. First thing is all the programs in there. I know not every program, but most of them that are available for individuals to solve financial problems. In other words, these are all from nonprofit organizations and government offices. Now, what DOGE did not do is mess with any nonprofit organization. See, there's two arms to the giving part of our society. We have 2 parts of our society. We have capitalism, which is 60% of our society, and then we have the community part of our society, which is people helping people. And and so the community side is made up of government and nonprofit organizations. That community side, which is 40%, helps, they give you money. Google and the capitalist side want money from you. So that's why if you're hurting financially, you can't play in the game in Google because that's capitalism. You have to bring money to the table to play there. But in the community society, which is 40%, so that's a big chunk of what America is all about, is helping each other as a community. I mean, my favorite thing is the library for everybody to use for free. You have firemen that come and put out the house in your fire. You put out the fire in your house. And none of them will ask you for a credit card. You go to Google and ask for books or put out a fire. In Google, they have to charge you money, okay? Because Google, to advertise in Google, you got to pay Google money. So that's why you have to stay out of that if you don't have money. But you want to use the other. So where do you go? Here are some places. Findhelp.org is one of the best places, I believe, to get all this information because it's organized there and by zip code. So you can go to your zip code, put in findhelp.org, put in your zip code, like mine is 20009. I'll put it in findhelp.org, and then I put in 20009. Okay. And I got 3,634 government offices and nonprofit organizations that give you financial assistance, food, medical care, and other free and reduced cost help. Okay, and all you have to do is click on it or put in the keyword like what you're using money for. So let's put rent where I live, RENT. Okay, okay. There's 78 organizations in my zip code that help pay for rent. So that's why if you go to your local county office helping people who have financial trouble, and they said, and they never answer your phone, or they say that they don't have money, or whatever it is. Okay, here's one of the things you do. You go to findhelp.org. You put in your zip code, you put in what you need money for, like rent, and so now you don't have just one place to check. You have 78 places to check. See, that's the abundance of this country. That's the help that's out there. And these are people that wake up every morning to try to help other people that live in our community, which is America. Okay? And that's all they're there for, is to help you with financial problems. They get paid to do this. Okay, so you're not interrupting the day. I mean, that will happen if you go to Google because they want to get your money. So if you interrupt people's day in Google, they want to make sure they get money from you. Because that's what they're there to do. They're there to get money from you, provide a service to whatever. But see, these other people in the community portion of America are just there, not to get money from you, but to help you. Sure, some are mean, some are lazy, some are whatever. They're all human beings, so you get all kinds of people there. But all their mission is to help people. That's if you need help, that's where you have to stay. So you call. Now, how do you do? How do you call? What do you do when you call? And what should I say? Is there magic? There is no magic. You don't have to worry what to say. You just say, hey, I live so and so and I need help. Can you help me? Or can you suggest someone else to help me? Now, you have to be ready to make 10 to 20 calls to make sure you get the help you need. You may be able to get it in one, maybe able to get it in five. But if you're not ready to put in that time, your likelihood of getting it really shrinks terribly. Yeah. That's what we're all lazy. We love to have just one website to go to and then just fill out a form and get the money. Don't plan on that. If you plan on that, you're going to be disappointed. You may not be disappointed, but that would be a nice present. So look at that as a present, not as a given, because it's going to take work. And if you don't realize that, you're not going to stay there long enough to get the help you need. The help is out there. It's just not going to be easy, and it's not where you think it is. It's going to be somewhere else that you never even thought of looking, that you don't know about. And so, because you've never done this before, you've been to Google before, you spend money on Google before. We all know that do that, but we don't know how to use our community. And in times of need, that's what you have to do. If you're fat and happy and have money, then you can live a life with Google. But times aren't like that, I think, anymore. So many people are hurting. Half of this country has no net worth. They're not contributing. I mean, they're not getting much out of our society at all. I mean, this is uh, uh, on the wealth in our country. I don't know if you see this chart, but in here, see the bottom 50% of our country has actually no wealth at all. So you don't have a cushion. See the top 1%, the top 10%, you know, they have a lot of cushion because they're getting all the wealth. This is the growth of wealth from 1990 to present. See, you can't even see the line for the bottom 50%. These lines up here are the top 10%. Okay, because the one is the top 10%, another one is the top 1%, and another one is the top 0.1%. So now the second 50% is not in here. So this is the top 10%. This is the bottom 50%, which get nowhere. See, to me, it's the top 10% is getting all the benefits in our country, uh, and the bottom 50% are getting none. And the same with wages. All the wages for the top 10% have been increasing over the years. The wages for the bottom 90% have been stopped. They have not increased at all. So you have to fight that. This is why inflation is hurting people because wages only went up, you know, 2-3% a year over the last 50 years, but inflation went up 300%. So actually, for the last 40 or 50 years, the average wage for people in 90% of the country, their wages increased only 30% in like 50 years. Okay, but inflation went up 300%. So you're bailing water, and then there's a big hole in the bottom of the boat, filling up with water every day. So that's why you have to learn about your options. And your options are to learn about the sources of government programs that help you. And a good place to start with that is findhelp.org. Okay. Now the other place you want to go is your elected officials. And to find your elected officials, uh, you go to commoncause.org. Okay, commoncause.org. That's how you find your elected officials. And you go there, uh, I'm going to do, nice, Jerome. Right there. Oh, look. I knew that I want to be. Thank you. I don't know. you, I got a lot of bad parts. We all do. Jerome, where do you get your suit? Uh, fabric, I get 3D printing for fabric. Uh, and I couldn't know with it. And all the referrals they gave me were either out of funding and cannot apply until after a certain date. Our state is just still recovering from Helena and other mass. Okay, then okay, Ashley, and you have to get a little broader. Okay, and what I would do is start learning how to create income, even if it's part time or whatever. So you spend an hour, that may not be enough, but good for you for doing that. And actually, I like find help more because when you, particularly if you're calling 211, you don't have the whole universe because you're talking to somebody. So you have to look at the database, and a good database, and it's all basically the same thing, but it's easier to handle if you're making calls and you don't have to rely on um, an operator to do anything. Findhelp.org and put in your zip code there, because it may have more people you could call from Pataco Help. And when you call people, make sure everyone you call that you ask them for referrals or something. Let's see, one of my, okay, I got a TikTok running out of juice. So make sure you do that. Also, make an appointment with your Career One Stop to see if there's a way for you to earn income. Okay, part-time, full-time, or anything. CareerOneStop.org. Okay, CareerOneStop.org. Put in a zip code for your local office and make an appointment to see. The more you can make an appointment to see somebody, the more they want to help you because it's difficult to say no to people if they're in front of you. And so you want to get in front of many people as possible. Also, what you want to do is your community college. There's lots of programs now that pay you to get a skill that's in demand so you can earn good income for that. Okay. And then also in Find Help, search under job, job training. Okay. There's a lot of job training out there, a lot of grants, and even money to live on while you're job training. Depending on what state you're in, they're even give you money to live on while you start a business. So that's it, and that's all at the Career One Stop. So that's why it's spreading out your net. If all the fish are gone in one place, thank you, Tammy. Tammy's out there, and tells you about the Career One Stop. Um, then you have to, you know, get out of that barrel and into another barrel to find things. And it's all about finding leads, finding possibilities. I need real support and a mentor. Okay, kisses, what do you want to do, kisses? That's what we have to find out, is what you want to do. Okay, kisses, I need a mentor. Okay, but we have to know what you want, so I can show you where to get mentors. But it's all things. I mean, you need to buy a house, you need to get a job, what do you need to do? That's what we need. Uh, Ashley, no, okay, oh, that's right. Okay, and it's 18K, one turn. No, there's $18,000 is the average that's given out to every programs where you live, and we organize them by subject area. So if you go over like unlock my goals, look at the left-hand side of Let's Go Help and see unlock my goals, and you'll see items there for housing, for starting a business, for your debt, and uh, uh, your debt and uh, debt and expenses. Oh, by the way, I started a nonprofit. Yes, we have a section there that says on starting a nonprofit, and it shows you how to get mentors to help you start that. And that's the first thing in every uh, item in there in unlock your goals. The first thing you do is get a mentor, and they show you where they are, and if one doesn't work, how to get more. Uh, well, it's certain things. It's too there are too many things to say they don't have money. Okay? Actually, what the heck is Florida has an interesting thing that will help you get assistance. It's called Florida. Uh, uh, then one of the people, the local police. Yes, okay. Uh, it's called Florida Hope. Now these are mentors that are in Florida to do that. Now they may be helpful, they may be not, but that's another place to go. But they help people like you, and they're bragging about this. They're even now in the sheriff's department to help you find government benefits, okay? And that's called Florida Hope. But don't stop there. The whole thing is about not stopping. And then if you run into something, this is the state of Florida Office of Mentorship. Yes, and that's in Florida Kisses. That's everywhere also. There's lots of people that will help you start nonprofits and businesses, and small business development centers are in for every state too. Uh, but if you look at on the left-hand side, Kisses, um, see the item on starting a business. And the first item in there will show you how to find all those people to make an appointment. And it's good to make an appointment with more than one. Okay? So you make an appointment with two or three. See which one is the nicest one to follow up on. It's sort of like, first for coffee before you're going to go to a long date. But I just lost my job. Well, this is a great thing to do. Kisses, not only do you want to make an appointment with starting a business, but you want to see what other programs are out there and to get a job or get training. And also even the people that train you for a job also train you for starting a business. And you find those at career, okay, go to careeronestop.org, okay, and you put in your zip code. Yes, I started already right last job. I'm not sure where you started what the job is. So, okay, kids, go to careeronestop.org, put in your zip code, and call and make an appointment with a local counselor about what's available. Even though you want to start a business, or maybe you'll find other options. I started a nonprofit, okay? But I would still do this other thing because they're going to help you and they'll know about other programs. You don't want to, uh, you know, you're out of work, you're out of money. So you want to talk to as many people right now as you can and start to know it. Um, to see about getting income while you start the nonprofit. So there may be other options, and that's what they do. They also know about other programs you could use. I've been everyone saying they don't have nothing. Well, yes, a lot of people don't have anything. You have to find the people that do have it, so it's going to be harder. And again, if you want to, I mean, to me, it's sort of getting income fast. To get income to get a grant for a nonprofit will take some time, and you have to learn how to get income while you're, yes, that happens all over. You have to learn how to get income while you're looking for that. It's sort of like delivering pizza while you're an actor. So you have to do that. So you want to, so you don't feel pressure for income. You have to first start how you're going to get income while you figure out how to do this nonprofit. And otherwise, you're going to be make a lot of decisions that won't be right because you're so stressed about not having money. So you want to go to the Career One Stop organization. They'll help you find a way to earn income while you're starting your nonprofit. Maybe you'll have to start it part time, but this is it. Right? So you get a shitty little job to keep income coming in while you start your nonprofit. But you do that too. You know, you look you look at the place on unlock your dreams, and there's a section there on starting a nonprofit and shows you who to talk to about starting that. But you have to first worry about getting income because you have no idea how long it's going to take. I had a, my main job. Okay, oh, you have a way for income. Okay, okay, so you have it. Okay, well that's great. Uh, okay, I have income. How much am I going to have? An on-call job as well. Oh, so you have income. Okay, well then go full speed ahead on the helping with the nonprofit. Uh, and but don't spend any money until you know where you're going to get money. Don't spend time with people say, well, you have to become a nonprofit and do all that stuff. I mean, I think that's a waste of time because then after you spend all that money, you have to go look for money for your nonprofit. So you first find out where you're going to get money for your nonprofit and see if that looks good, then you do all this stuff. If you don't know where you're going to get money, then it's silly to spend time and energy becoming a nonprofit because there's an infrastructure that wants you to believe that you need that first, and that may or may not be true. Uh, there's just too many options. I haven't. That's good for you. Living expenses, assistance. Okay. 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 Great. Yes, I mean, don't get. I mean, there are literally a million organizations that give out grants to nonprofits. Yeah. So uh, what is call it? Foundation. Uh, Candy.org. Yeah. There's a directory of nonprofits that you could breeze through at home. Candy. Uh, and there's an expensive version and a free version. There's enough in the free version to find out organizations that may be interested in giving to a nonprofit like yours. Right. Well, I hope your extra money on the side pays for that. And that's what you have to do. You have to get that pressure off of you some way because otherwise you'll be running around start this nonprofit. You don't know if it's going to take you 6 days or 6 weeks. Nobody knows. Nobody can tell you what they know. And that's the truth. That's my main job. Okay. Uh, well, you have to make that decision. But I worry first that you have income. So maybe I think Debbie, Tammy put in how to get some gig work. That's like on-call work, but you can get that and maybe only work 10, 20 hours a week or something like that to keep your rent there while you're starting the nonprofit. So that's the smart way to do it. If you want to be dumb, oh, I just don't waste all my time on starting a nonprofit. That's too insecure. You don't know. Uh, and as that time clicks, your anxiety will get bigger and bigger. You also want to go and make an appointment at, somebody out here, who was it? Somebody up here, uh, said they tried to get money for rent and they ran out of money. So we'll make an appointment with a financial counselor, a free financial counselor, to make sure you don't get in debt, and that you can get rid of some bills or whatever. So you could do that by going to hud.gov/counseling. So you go to hud.gov counseling. I asked the question in another line, but I would appreciate a little more clarification. Oh, what did you ask her? I want to become a farmer and I don't know how much. I don't know many resources also. I don't have a clue to start. Okay. Uh, Lots of people want to help you become a farmer. That's the not all true. Uh, Let me get you going on that. What state are you in? Okay. Well, here's a sample of the kinds of things. This may not be where you live, but this is a workshop that they give, the government's giving, and I think they charge $20 just to make sure you where they don't waste the space if you don't show up. So they make it, and that's the kind of help. It's a free workshop to help you become a farmer. What is your zip code you live in? Connecticut. I haven't seen yet that in the Midwest, for example. Well, is that Jerome? Are you the one who wants to be a farmer? Who wants to, yeah, okay. Uh, well, you have to know the state, right? Well, and if you don't know where you want to be a farmer, you could start with CW, different programs for every state. Uh, but if you live in Connecticut, I've seen that there's grants in Connecticut too for farmers. Every state wants to have farmers, and that's why a lot of the farming money comes from the federal government and given to the states to give out. So the first thing you want to do is see what's available in your state, okay? And that you go to on the tab on the left hand side for unlock your goal. You want to go there uh, and start a business. Okay, unlock your goals and start a business. Okay, you want to do that and make an appointment with somebody there. And this is the kind of business you want to start, a rural business. Okay, uh, okay. Then what I would do is find your local county cooperative extension service. Okay, and I'm going to give you a link here, how to find your county cooperative extension service. It really is about picking your flower, picking fruit, but it doesn't matter. You want to find your local county cooperative extension service, and use the county you're in, and make an appointment and tell them you want to start an agricultural related business. Okay, and sit down so you understand more what they have or what the Department of Agriculture has. The Department of Agriculture is spending a whole lot of money to do that. So you have to start learning what is available where you are. Contact these mentors that are all free. Everything I give you will never charge you unless I screw up, and I've done that before. You can't trust me. So make sure you're not charging. Much appreciated. Yeah, okay, right. Tammy gave you good stuff too. Okay. But you call and talk to people. Even if you don't find exactly what you want, as long as they're in that area of helping you start an agricultural business, that's good enough. You talk to them. You talk to as many of those people as you can. They do this every day to help people. Government works on but okay. Bananas good. Okay. Okay. And that's the question. Another one. Came to own. Okay. I've got money. Okay. Kisses. Kisses. Uh, I I'm hostile. I just need an extra push or direction, should I say. Well, let us know what you need, Kisses. And also look for, to find help, start looking around there for rent. Put your keyword in rent and see, in my area, there's 78 organizations for rent. So see if they have that. Okay. Oh, finally, good. Okay, good. Go see Roger. There's a lot of good stuff, okay? 3 p.m. Wednesday. Good. Okay, you have a bill, right? Potential donors or whatever it is. Wonderful. Okay. So get a hold of Roger. He also will teach you karate too. I know, smart guy. Um, yeah, thanks, God. Oh my God. Happy birthday, baby. Daughter. Daughter's birthday. Alyssa. Hiya, hiya, hiya. SCBC, yes, yes, yes. Let me see. Am I missing anybody there? I want to make sure I don't miss any new members. Okay. Anybody else need help? Need help? Come on, somebody need help. What do you need help? What do you need money for? Okay. But remember, if you don't get help, you have to start looking for other places. Get ready to make 10, 20 calls. So make sure you get the help you need. It's not going to be easy. And, they're cutting out 300,000 people in the government, but it's less people to help you find where that money is. So you're going to have to dig a little harder. But it's out there. And somebody's got to get the money. So you got to figure it out. Get training. You don't have a good job making income. There's a lot of training money to increase your earning potential. Get trained for free. Don't spend money. Don't go to Google look for job training money. There's too much free job training money. Stay away from that. You want to call your elected official? You want to call the people that are on findhelp.org? Talk to them about things you need. You need things for like job training. Nobody 300 people. No organization. All they do is help you with job training. But you can't just go to Google, think you know what's out there. You don't. None of us do. Um, and I've been studying 50 years. The one thing they keep going over and over again. I don't know shit. And because it's different in every city and county and state. So you have to find out what is where you are. And the only way you do that is making phone calls. Get on a phone, talk to people, help, and because everybody, I tell you, are really, they work for the government. So you be nice, talk to them, and tell them you need help. Okay? Because that's what they're there to do. Sometimes they have a bad day, sometimes they're just born as an asshole. You can't change that, and you just go on and talk to somebody else. I hope that makes sense, because that's the only way you're going to get help. The help is not going to come to you. You know, and that's what we're all lazy enough, and that's why we vote for people who promise they're going to help us, and it really doesn't work out. Look at where help for my mom to make repairs to her house. Please, Melissa. Melissa. Okay, two things you want to do, Melissa. One is go to find help, findhelp.org, and put in home repair in your zip code. Okay, that's what you want to do. And the other one you want to do is call your local area office on aging, because they help seniors find money for stuff. And, and they're at, I mean, I think it's a high probability you can get help for free to fix it. So, area office on aging, 800-677-1116. Say, hey, mom needs this. Where do I go to help her? Okay, also go, I told you, at findhelp.org, and then put in your zip code and put in home repair. Okay, and then follow up. See, home repair, what's your zip code, Melissa? Oh, we live in Texas. Yeah, what's your zip code? 77503. 77503. 77503. Okay, well, let me go to find help, FIND, HELP.org. I go there, I put in 77, 77503. I wrote it there. I don't see what it is. 77503. Okay, okay, now put in home repair, and then get to the next page. And then it's going to show me tick, 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 234 organizations. Man, one of those suckers sound really helpful, right? Okay. There's, what do you need, Donald? Okay. Okay, there is for Texas, 77503, and you'll see 230 organizations that give free money and help to fix up your home. And a lot of it is just set aside for seniors. You want to keep calling. Remember that. You want to keep calling. Call up. You have 200 places to call. Call up. Donald, what do you need money for? I need help paying up my debt. Dorothy, find money to start a small business. Thank you. Okay, Dorothy. Uh, okay, Donald. 85044. Okay, now let's do Dorothy first. Thank you. Okay. Can I get a cleanup my credit card? Okay. Uh, Dorothy and Carrie. Okay, you want to go to on the left-hand side of our website here. You see unlock your goals. Okay, and you'll see debt and bill. You sign up for that, everything's free. Once you're in Let's Go Help, never charge you anymore, except at the end of the month. Okay, $20, that's it. So go there, debt and bills, it tells you where to find people locally to sit down, mentors to help you get rid of your debt and your bills, okay? That's the first thing you wanna do, okay? If you wanna start a business, then over on, unlock your goals, start, the there's another one there. And the first item there is to call and make an appointment with a mentor. It's all about that. It's all about calling people, getting in front of them if you can, or even on the phone, to be a human. It's no fun to help robots, you know. It's fun to help humans. So make sure you do that. Donald, what do you need help for? Donald? Oh, no. Dorothy, I need help. Maybe find that. Okay, Dorothy, same thing. And start a home business. Same two things. You have one over there. You go on to unlock your goals. See the one on debt and see the one on starting a business. And the first one on each of those is calling these organizations to make an appointment. Okay? Donald, have you decided what you want me help with? What do you think, Donald? I need that and for money. Okay. You see that item there? And you ask questions there too, because we're all trying to answer questions. We need to know what you need on this other business, okay? There, yes, okay, so that's on the business. And by the way, if you need more counseling, more financial counseling, go to Find Help. Or, and put in your zip code, and then put in um, financial counseling, and you'll find 200-300 orientations just in your zip code that help you with free financial counseling. Don't go to Google. Unless you have money, you do not want to go to Google. You're just going to waste your time and money and everything. And you'll think that you can't solve your problem unless you have money, because everyone wants to get money from you. But you can't. Or you can't find it in Google. So please don't go to Google. It's not going to be worth your time and money, because they're going to make you pay for stuff that you don't need to. Maybe they're nicer or cuter or whatever, but you don't have money. If you're paying somebody else, so giving somebody else money when you don't have any, you're just getting further financial problems. Okay, so please don't do that. Uh, and that's so important. There's so much help out there. Can I get help to clean up my credit? Yes, okay, I think you do that, Karen. Okay, I never heard back from Doris or Donald. What happened, Donald? Money to pay expenses. Okay, Donald, first thing you want to do is uh, go to the item that says debt and bills under unlock my goals. You go there, make an appointment, okay? And that starts this process for you. How do I get help writing grants to help me stay in business? No, you don't have to worry about writing grants. You have to worry about how to find a grant for you. So don't worry about writing grants. And you do that by going over to uh, look on the left-hand side of unlock your goals and look on the one for starting a business, because that means growing a business too. And what you do is make an appointment. It shows you number one item is make an appointment with a local counselor. That's what you do. You need somebody to look at your business with you and find out the right kind of places to apply from us. Filling out a form is easy. Finding the right form is what takes time. And that's why you need help for that. So don't hire a grant writer until you see the grant you want to apply for. And don't apply for a grant until you talk to the people who give out exactly about the grant. And they say, yeah, it's probably worthwhile for you to apply. Otherwise, you just don't willy-nilly apply for grants. How do you get help writing grants to help you start a business? Okay, so, okay. Okay, okay, guys. Karen, Tammy, hi, guys. Okay, we all set for a while? Okay, now we go back to the crazy Washington State. And if you're watching and you want to become a member, it's letsgohelp.com. Letsgohelp.com is $20 a month, and it's unlimited help. And every day we have 4 or 5 hours of members that help other members. Like today, one of our members will help you learn how to get grants. by using AI, okay? And you get a course on that. And that's all free. You never pay for anything extra. Okay, one question. If I upgrade my plan, what are the benefits? Same plan. No, we don't have, we only have one price. I mean, you may, but if you, the upgrade would be you pay ahead of time, like a month, a year is only like $100 versus $20 a month or something like that. But no, there's no additional services. Everybody is the same. Okay? If you pay them more money, that means you get just a longer term, uh, access cheaper for you. Last update of today. Gee, I saw an Ember. Wonderful Ember. How do we get help by the grant? Let's see if we can get that. Donald, I have two credits that were zero interest. So I use them often to stop. Thanks. Uh, make an appointment with the counselor on that, okay? So, when you want to cancel that credit card. Yeah. But you owe money on it, right? No, to have somebody look at that is a predatory. If you have any problems with, them, if they mess you around, but first, get a free counselor to look at it. They'll know your options better. Amber tonight at 7 o'clock, and she's got a brand new outfit that she's gonna wear tonight, but make sure you, she said she spent a lot of money on it. She has a makeup artist now working on it, for her appearances, so make sure you turn into Amber. Uh, okay, okay. Consumerfinance.org is where you go complain about anybody screwing around with your money. And those, you know, gangsters that charge us 300%. But first, make an appointment with a counselor, okay? And that's on that, um, unlock my goals. Or you could go straight to hud.gov slash counselor. Hud.gov/counselor. Make an appointment, make an appointment, make an appointment, make an appointment, make an appointment. You hear me? Make an appointment, make an appointment. Talk to people, talk to people. That's how you get help. You don't get help. Just a bit, people just want your money there. So talk to people who are there to help you and not take your money, please. Okay, guys. I'm gonna love you all. My heart opens up every time I help somebody. So thank you for allowing me